You're gonna do it twice, both. That'll end Jasper's turn.
At the end of your turn, he's going to use 2 legendary actions.
Fully heal himself.
He doesn't have anything that fun. Mark off one of these. You watch him snap his fingers. And he disappears.
Oh, you didn't answer before. Would my runes be considered magic?
Didn't say. Ooh.
Are they magical?
They are kind of giant magic. Yeah, I'd say you probably would. I'd say your giant might you could probably do because you just kind of. Yeah, I'd say some of the runes are a little bit more complex until you get fixated. Oh, and things also have disadvantage on each other bonuses. Little known fact. All right. Any bonus action? I think you're already raging, right?
No, I have giant smites. Or no, I had rage. And no, I didn't get a chance to do either of them. No, I don't have rage or.
You still rage. You have a bonus.
Can I?
Hmm?
Then I'm gonna rage.
You're angry.
I'm angry.
Oh, actually, hold on. Before I make you rage, he did just teleport away. Also, fair point.
Fair point. I'd be too confused to it.
You can still be angry, though, if it makes you feel better.
I don't know. I'm more befuddled than anything. This anger thing is still new to Jasper.
All right. Want to move? Anything else?
He'll move closer to Leah there. Or I'd probably follow Ari.
All right. So it kind of takes it out of combat. So right now, Tanya and Jason make dexterity saving throws with advantage.
I'm sorry, you said with advantage, I guess? With
Correct.
disadvantage?
With advantage.
Advantage.
All right, Tanya.
I'm just waiting for the oh no.
You both see the rocks and you just start running. I would say your troops are probably. Yeah, everyone kind of backs out of the way.
Jason would have shouted a warning too.
Yeah. So there's currently, and it's almost like a longer rectangular shape, a massive stone that has kind of fallen, smashed in the river. The river is now kind of starting to kind of move around the sides of it. It's not blocking the full path. There's still some kind of going underneath. But there is now a much larger passage across this river. What are you guys doing? You're no
How
longer
big
in
is the
combat.
fire?
I say
You kind of look. It's probably caught on to like 10 feet of this wall, and behind you hear. Apparently, north is a popular direction.
Her immediate reaction to the fire and coming to her senses is she's going to cast Control Flame to try and extinguish said flame.
So, as you go to extinguish the flame, roll an Arcana check.
Haha, I finally connected properly.
So you go and you start to kind of diminish the flame. It's just here. Death's hand turns the opposite way, and you just watch. It like starts to spread up.
Taft.
Death roll D100.
Here we go again.
Damn!
Ooh!
You just kind of sit there and you see this building on fire, and you see Ari calling your name.
I just blink a couple times. Oh, shit. Looking at the building.
I was just gonna attempt to put it out again. Is it perspective?
Do I still get to speak?
As you go to speak, like the words begin to come out of Death's mouth, all of a sudden the wings just beat up, and you just watch Death like go up 120 feet in the air. Like, ah!
Sometimes I get the mouth. The body, not so much.
So
Weren't
it's
they
kind of a
earthbound?
fleeting- You don't get much out of it because the wind head is almost knocked out of Death in the process. But
Damn.
what?
Didn't they have earthbind on them?
No answers for you.
I think
Did have Earthbind on him.
No, the Jalal had cast earthbind.
that's a good point. Let me double check. Yeah. I think that was a 2.
Because they were like, the last I remember, they were being pulled down. They were about 60 foot. And Ari tried to like grapple and couldn't grapple in the middle of the air.
Yeah, he already got to the ground. I'm trying to see. Why am I not seeing? I swear I know the alphabet. I have no idea why I'm not finding it. Do it this way. Earthbound.
Duration 1 minute. Choose one creature you can see within range. Yellow stripes, although in this case, I believe it was frost-like chains. Magical energy creature. The target must succeed a strength saving throw or its fly speed if any is reduced to 0 for the duration. Any
So
airborne
I
creature
would say after the time they take to talk, it probably would be about a minute from where you were. Because you had the turn,
Oh, it would have only
the second
been
one,
a brief
but
moment.
then you also had the time with the fire and talking. It would take up to about a minute of time. Just interacting and assisting.
Sir? Is the fire out, or?
I mean, he's not going to stop you at this point, so it just happens.
Because she'll quickly extinguish it, then try and fly up to him.
Alright. So you're flying up.
She's only got 60 feet.
All right, because this is important too. So what is everyone else doing now? So this giant rock fell. They haven't quite charged yet, but from what you guys picked up earlier, especially now with them both being, or Death's being missing, you're assuming the charge is pretty imminent.
What happened to that celestial dude I'd summoned the first one? Not the one I could control.
time you... Oh, they're all... Those two died.
I know those two died. The one I couldn't control. What was?
Roll a perception check, Ferris. Natural one. The last time you saw him, he was heading south. You saw him fighting, and then he just kind of like disappeared out of your view.
Okay.
But right now, all of your troops are on the northern bank. It's just basically the 5 of you hanging out down there at the moment.
On this floor.
I'm gonna start pulling Jasper up towards the bridge. Get us back north.
Easily done. Felt like a ration. Come, buddy.
Yeah, I'm heading back.
Yeah, Tanya will head back with everyone.
As you're kind of walking back, Ferris, roll a medicine check or an arcana check.
Medicine or Arcana?
Yeah, whatever you want. They're both kind of applicable here. He's just running by Jasper. He's got this big old doofy smile on his face. You've seen the effects of this spell before. He's people-minded.
Do I know how to fix it?
You can't. Let me double check. But you're pretty confident Greater Restoration would probably do the trick. But let me confirm.
I believe I have a quicker, cheaper way to do it.
Should be really people-minded, or is he just?
Because I believe there's another spell I can use.
I mean, divine intervention will always do it, but
Greater Restoration, Healer Wish.
Yeah.
I always wonder, can't
That-
the spell get rid of it?
No.
no.
Because isn't it a
The
magical?
magic portion of it is instantaneous.
So Dispel only dispels
bas-
magical effects. Not like you can't dispel a magic item with Dispel. There's certain ones you can with like displaceable runes and things like that, but you can't like destroy an item by dispelling it.
Now, if it wasn't for the fact that specific overrides general, the spell specifically says what can fix it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like there's
And-
certain curses, same type of thing.
As we're running along, and I see that, and I reach out and like pull up my rod and just tap him. You get 70 health back also, so you're full. But I cast heal with the rod.
He's already full. So he taps you with this rod while you guys are running away. You just kind of sit there and, your head feels less fuzzy. That was weird. You're no longer feeble-minded.
Do I have memory of what had happened while?
It was but a dream. But a dream.
But like a vivid dream, or
Roll a history check. If you think back, not really. You remember coming out to fight the guy, and then that little guy showed up. You weren't expecting to fight a little guy. And now here you are.
little guys always hurt me big.
All right, so you guys are making your way across the now giant stone bridge.
No, we got water walking. Remember,
Oh yeah.
That's right.
forgot to put the effect on everybody, but we do have that. Hang on.
Spider climb.
All right, about this time, you do hear the line start to move forward.
We could bring our archers up to shoot arrows at the enemy when they try to. Well, the bridge is gone, so
Well, it's kind of gone.
Replaced.
I replaced your wooden bridge with the stone one.
Anyone have shaped stone or whatever it's called?
Oh, Ballista one also was kerplunketed in the crash.
Where did the stone bridge come from?
It's just a giant stone that Death dropped on.
It's not a
believe the
perfect
exact
bridge.
words
It's just
were,
Oh, the stone is way bigger than the bridge. Like, it's a massive stone. I was going to try to drop it on people, too, but...
That is ballista abuse.
Like, oh, man, that's the one that was on the cart, too. All right. I think you're tapped out on that one, Jasper. Ballista 2 and 3. They don't really have anything to fire at. Okay, so you guys kind of retreat back as you're out of combat. Is there anything you're kind of doing to prepare, or are you guys holding lines, getting out of town? What's the plan?
I'm going on top of this building.
As you go to get up there, Joel's like, do you need a boost? You and your damn little boots.
Yeah, my boots.
All right, so you guys gather up. What's the plan?
That's a great question. What is the plan?
We gotta hold them off. We gotta wait for the army.
So be like, did I win? What happened? I'm not fighting that little. What's that?
Technically he ran away, so I'd say you
So I
won.
I won. Why are they still attacking us?
They don't keep their word.
Stuns. Bitch. Start to feel my.
Hey, Jasper, why did you come over here?
I
Joel, like, just kind of looks for you. Aren't you missing a tiefling?
Grabbing some coffee. Be right back.
Okay.
round. Do I see her?
Where is Ari?
Oh, perception check. Jasper barely sees any part of it. You basically see two creatures, one going very fast and one following up after it into the clouds.
Not again.
Point. There she is. Something after her. She's after.
Technically, she was after it.
She's after something. Someone else can fly. Send him.
All right. Line continues to move forward.
As
Doing,
soon
guys?
as within max range, Jason's gonna fire some special shots at them.
You know, this would be one of the very rare times having a sniper with a warlock and that javelin thing.
There seems to be some sort of issue down in the south. All right, so before I start lobbing shit at you guys and attacking you, is there anything else you want to do? You want to organize your men?
I said we bring our archers up to the river to get ready to open fire.
All right, so let's see. With you currently, you could kind of recall people too if you wanted. Oh, wow. So with you, you had, I think, you had 80 total. But I think you sent 20 away somewhere.
Would we have 10 minutes or no?
You can certainly try. So you guys have your guys in your points right now. You have what remains of your troops with you. You have them in lines.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? What's that red X to, Ari? I forgot what that one was.
Which one?
The one by the 5-foot square in the south.
The one by the 5-foot square and oh, that? I think that was just we'll call it creative freedom.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I'm gonna see if I can get a ritual casting of Tiny Head off.
Okay. So you start working up a tiny hut. There is some commotion on their line, but then you see the barrage begins again. And they just start releasing
If
fiery siege blasts.
that's where their line is, they're within range of Jason.
That's not where their suit is, that's where their line is. So that is currently 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. You're like 550. Which weapon?
Longbow, 600, sharpshooter, no disadvantage.
Okay. Do you just want to fire into the army of orcs?
Yeah, with Hail of Thorns.
Okay. So you fire up. Go ahead. It's kind of hard to not hit. You can just roll damage. Not bad. You actually drop a couple. In this group, you just kind of see some fall. Others begin clutching where they are hit. They don't seem to be advancing, though. They're just going to continue their bombardment.
What happens with Deftonari once they get into the clouds?
So you can kind of see below, Ari. You just kind of see these flashes kind of firing off. You eventually come up and Death is just kind of broken out of the cloud. Just kind of hovering.
Okay. Deft, come on. Back to me. Please.
Roll a persuasion check.
I'm definitely gonna burn some sorcery points for this one.
Hey, Nobel.
Uh-huh.
Can Tanya estimate how far the siege equipment is from here?
Oh, yeah, roll an intelligence check. Theris has a good general idea, too, because his creatures took out a couple before they...
And can she also estimate how many are left?
You don't have line of sight on them. You would gather.
I'm assuming from the bombardment she might be able to take a rough estimate.
From what you could tell right now, there's probably 4 to 8 of these things firing, depending on how quickly they're reloading them.
And distance?
You would gather they're probably roughly in the southern tree line, maybe a little bit further south, but not much.
Tanya's gonna go over to Theris. As long as we're not in combat.
And now, right now, they're just bombarding. So the city's taking damage. You haven't been hit with anything yet. They're kind of focusing past you guys with fire. However, your troops, that may be a different story.
Well, they're in loose formation, so it should be minimal damage to them too.
Depending where they're hiding.
I might have a way to go deal with their artillery. I could make myself invisible and head towards it and try to destroy them.
As one of these blasts hits a nearby building, you just kind of hear someone scream like, "Ah! Sora!"
Yes.
This flaming boulder just smacked this building you were trying to kind of like take a quick break in before you got the hell out of here. You must have overslept.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on.
It's all good. Don't worry about it. We'll figure that part out later.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's hideous.
Another tiefling.
I had to replace the other one.
But this was not Papa.
Sorry. You just kind of watch death kind of begins to descend. Slowly, but just kind of begins descending. Doesn't say anything, but just kind of descends slowly back towards town.
She's slightly teary-eyed and looks hopeful. If he ends up descending, or is he descending more towards her, or just straight down?
Not like straight down. He's kind of going down at an angle. So it'll take him a little bit to get down. As you guys come down, you see all the wonderful fiery blasts that are just like smacking into the town.
There's really not a lot you can do about that one.
Troops are still shaken too from all the heads from last time. Leah, get your buff.
Nice.
Was there anyone else who has flying capabilities besides Ari?
You look up
Besides
Death.
Ari,
And you kind of look up and you see 2 winged creatures kind of like slowly descending towards town. One familiar to one creepily familiar. At this point, a couple of the guards come in. What do we do? There's not enough of us to put out the fires.
Based on past experiences, am I starting to gather that this might be a hopeless fight?
Roll an insight check.
I've been rolling so bad today.
No.
You totally tap into your inner dark elf. You got him right where you want him.
But then this guy.
I'm back.
I know.
You don't think it's
Welcome back.
impossible. I mean, magic can do anything. But they seem to have a lot things to shoot at you.
I don't love our odds.
Tanya basically says, I might have a way to get back to the artillery to take it out. If anyone else can fly, it'll be helpful.
I can do polymorph.
I could cast invisibility on myself and someone else.
My aerial support is gone, unfortunately.
This time you watch as Aryan, creepy feathered wing deft land on the ground.
Oh, good, they made up.
Where definitely do land.
Yeah, and Deft makes like weird, erratic movements too, like almost kind of like a chicken in some ways.
Kill this guy and then crush.
Ah, that explains the wings. The feathers.
Like a nervous twitch, but doesn't say anything.
She'll hold on to his arm, try and comfort him.
So he pulls his hand back anytime anything touches him. Skin's very hot too. Like even for you, kind of hot. But he stays within like 10 feet of you guys. Just kind of like turns his head.
Turns his head towards her, or
No, just like kind of half cocks his head. Just strange. At this point, all of you hear a voice. Enough fun and games. We gave you a chance. Now it's time to step aside. This is your last warning. Believe me, they're all hoping you don't leave.
Didn't you say the same thing like 2 warnings ago?
No, that was earlier today. Or 2 warnings ago.
Oh, wait.
Charge! And you just watch this whole fucking line start charging them towards your guys.
How wide is this line? Look,
That whole purple line, the 105 foot to 1,000, let's call it 1,000 feet. It's a good chunk of soldiers. And they're not all just orcs. I'm just not going to drop tokens unless we actually have to fight something.
Well, our ballistas are obviously going to bring down the large things.
I'm running to reposition myself.
Spike growth in the middle of the rock.
All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of creative combat for this one because we have way too many NPCs and things to do a turn-by-turn combat unless we absolutely have to. So, Curran is still here. You kind of look at you guys go, and they've taken up defensive locations. So at this point, how are you guys splitting yourselves up to defend any of these locations you have left?
Tanya will sit about 40, 50 feet in the air with her cat.
Okay.
I'm gonna find
Okay,
a
well,
building kind of in the middle to perch on and set the hut up. And I'm gonna invite any rangers to come camp inside of it.
Gather the frontline fighters and
Yep, Curran.
Oh,
Like, he's like, I heard you needed a ranger.
If you'd
More
like a
burnout?
safe spot to be, then sure.
He's like, oh. He's like, what does this do?
Well, you can go
How
in
many
it,
things do we want to put
and
here?
other things cannot.
He's like, can we shoot arrows through it?
You might have to peek out, I'm not entirely sure.
Fair enough. He's like, quick question though. Shouldn't we have set up a little closer?
I can set up closer.
Oh, technically we have two rangers. They both have ridiculous ranges.
The next
Let's
one,
go.
guys.
I don't want to be
Or you
like
could come
right.
set up like by me in the middle between the two
Yeah.
bridges.
Like center of town.
Oh, they're burning out.
Over
Oh,
here.
you're right. Okay.
No, like over here by the river.
That would work.
So I'm not getting more
Yep.
units.
Def just kind of follows Ari within like 10 feet.
That's still like 100 foot from the river edge.
How close do you want to be?
I'm
think it
still
might
picking
be-
rubble off myself.
I'm going to be pulling shenanigans, so whatever you want to be picking off from the edge of the river.
You guys also see this lost-looking tiefling just like running around, like, what's going on? You look very out of place too.
Can you fight, stranger?
Yeah, why?
Then fight.
This town is under attack by evil creatures who wish to destroy it and every citizen.
Fun.
Kill them all.
Where do you guys want us?
If you have
Also,
range,
like,
come to me. If you are in melee, I don't care. I'm in charge of range people.
So this line is stretched across. It's coming like straight through the edge of the river too, like all the way down it, right?
Yeah, so they're kind of funneling in. There is a stream. However, there's roll a perception check.
I cannot move Death's token.
You do get a beat on movement the trees off to the east. There's troops on the other side of that river. That bridge is currently knocked out.
Okay. They're coming from like the other direction too, like from the west. They're just approaching like an entire line.
Yeah, it's like a massive swarm of
Okay.
people.
I'm waiting till they get to like try to start fording the water, the river there.
At this point, you guys also hear horses coming in from the north. You see Max with the where did they go? No, he left them. It's just Max.
You see Max. With
All the
entire
cavalry we
civilian
need.
population
So,
you just got.
someone's got to protect the people.
Question. Hold up. Question.
Huh?
The Find Mount spell. Is this my mount? Is it also a Warforged mount now? A metal horse.
No,
It's just
a
you
big
and
one.
coconuts.
Oh no.
It looks cool though.
Okay. Oh man.
Also, I'm just going to call to everyone. If things turn bad,
Hit a valuable
come here, and we are leaving. I will send a signal. You'll probably know.
All right. So, line's gonna charge up. Who's kind of holding Jasper? You go to go hang out at the big rock too.
I'm basically waiting before they're about basically 2 rounds from hitting the water or being in the water.
Oh yeah, you're good. I'm just seeing if Jasper's gonna block this up. We have 3 tanks over here. Kale's over there. All right, so
I'm gonna as I approach the stone bridge and I look around, I see Jasper. I nod to him. I see Takoya. I nod to her.
all right, so as the line charges on the 3 of you, kind of holding up the front of this, I'm assuming you have some of your soldiers kind of helping you form a line.
Are they about to clash with Jasper?
All 3 of them. So I'm gonna move you guys.
I'm gonna enlarge Jasper.
Bridge for all intents and purposes. All right.
Before they charge, am I allowed to cast a spell?
Sure.
It's just Shield of Faith, nothing big.
Okay. All right. So I need the 3 of you guys to just roll athletics checks.
How deep is the water? Is it at least 25 foot deep in this river?
Oh yeah, it's way deeper.
It's off to a good start.
Not proficient. Oh, that's acrobatics. Athletics. Much better. All right. Well, thankfully, you're in the middle, Max. So your 2 larger friends kind of help hold you up, but your mass does help kind of hold this line. So you guys are currently engaged in combat with a bunch of orcs. For all intents and purposes, you are just actively engaged. We won't actually get into real combat unless you like have to interact with something much bigger.
Would I have been able to cast enlarge on him right before they get collide?
Oh, for sure. Jasper, do you have any more uses of Giant Smite? So you use 2 today, I think.
Yeah, I get proficiency.
Well, here, we'll do it this way then. He's too big. We'll put him in the middle.
Can I also activate my turret?
On your cat?
Yeah.
Your arcane turret, sure.
And I'll just start plucking away at stuff.
Okay. So you guys watch as on the western end of town, you just see Jasper in his larger, I think, how big are you right now? 30 feet? Is what we came up with?
35. Forget the last 5.
Plus 5 because you're angry? Sure. Why not?
The most important.
He's angry he got outdone by a gnome. We'll let him be 5 feet taller. All right, Max, you're kind of cutting down. You guys are doing pretty good. The line seems to be holding for the moment with Tanya giving you a little bit of support.
If they need any like AoE spells like Shatter, I can throw that in anytime too.
So, okay.
I have 5 free shots of Shatter.
At this point, the town is taking good damage. At this point, you do see Lily is kind of flying up in the air on a broom. Rangers, you guys are having a field day with this one too. They are actively shooting across. Sora, you like to catch projectiles, don't you?
No.
No?
I will.
All right, so you're sitting there. And they don't have a lot of soldiers. Like, if we pull all of our soldiers, like, we had a lot more to begin with. We gave up enough because we sent those guys away. So we have about a little north of, like, let's see, we have 55, 50. Yeah. And most of them are like half our men-at-arms or more, versus the current couple thousand that we are fighting against. So as you're sitting there, roll an acrobatics check.
Me?
Yeah, with advantage, just because you kind of have the skill. So you kind of see, like, their men-at-arms are kind of like taking pot shots with bows across it. Not all of them are that great. So as you're sitting there, you're currently on this side. There's nothing really to punch or do anything with yet. but like you keep saving these guys from getting hit with arrows. So like as an arrow's about to hit them, you're like, oh, here, and you like put it in their quiver.
Yeah, I can do that.
How polite.
So you're kind of providing active cover until really there's more that you need to do on that end. What are you doing, Ari? I forget what you said you were doing. Oh god, I looked over and saw toilet paper mummy. Just remember, you have to see me tomorrow too. All right.
You muted, Tech.
I don't know if you're an AFK or not. Blink twice if you can hear me. We'll come back.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Can we get if you're gonna do casualty exchange, can we get a bonus on that because of the cat's cannon disrupting the enemy formation because of the pushback?
Oh no, they're doing good to hold the line right now. Like you guys aren't having an issue. You're killing them. You aren't actively taking damage yet, but in a slow process. These aren't really strong enough enemies to kind of push past you. There you go. What were you doing, Techno?
Ari's currently positioned along with the range, though remaining outside of the dome, so that it's definitely within sight of depth. She's up a little bit, and I guess we'll be throwing fire at if anything gets close enough. But beyond that, mitigating fire damage if possible, and trying to encourage depth with what she assumes is his mental battle with perspective.
All right, at this point, they're focusing most of their artillery fire like into the center of town, behind the line. They're shooting back and forth, engaged with you. Theris, what was your move you were waiting to do?
Well, I'm trying to wait for 2 rounds out. Does it look like as they're running that they're attempting to, they're going to try to ford the river and swim across or anything? Are they trying to choke up at where the broken bridges are?
Not currently. They're kind of holding back. Those with bows and spears are like getting closer and like throwing some stuff across the bridge and trying to engage, but they look like they're waiting. They are also funneling in towards your defensive line on that stone bridge.
Okay, I'm wanting to watch. Basically, my plan is if they're all going to make a line to come across the river or wherever it gets the thickest, I'm dropping control waters and I'm creating whirlpools to suck everybody down.
Nice. I like it.
And since I can double concentrate, that's why I'm positioning in the center to do down wherever it needs to be down the river because it's got a 300-foot range.
I was gonna say it's pretty big too, because you could almost do 2 of them and just like use 600 feet to like wash them all out to the lake.
Well, now the 300 is the range for me to cast the spell into.
Okay.
The whirlpool itself is 50 foot, so it's going to fill an entire square. But determine if it's over 25 foot deep. That's up to you on what kind of suction that's creating and how much it's going to pull into it.
These are pretty dumb orcs for the most part.
And in between, I can also alternate the form to create a flood to part the water or redirect the flow. So I could keep repelling them, pushing them backwards, raising it up, making it part so they fall.
Oh, and also because it may matter for this, you guys are also in shallow water on top of that stone.
So you're saying we shouldn't use lightning?
I didn't say anything. At this point, though, you guys do hear a different sounding type of horn. It sounds more like a goblin horn blowing. And then you hear Kale's horn blowing. You see a large number, I would say Therish, Jasper, Leah, you guys could go ahead and roll perception checks on this. So it's coming from... That's not bad. All right, you guys see over here. These 4-legged creatures is like running along the side of the wall, like a good 200 of them, and you kind of watch as they run like through the waterfall and across onto the shore. And Kale just starts blowing his horn like repeatedly.
How many of our men are currently tied up at the front?
Up to you guys.
All of them.
Those that aren't actively positioned elsewhere are taking shots from the riverbanks or in defensive lines. At this point, I need my 3 tanks to make another set of athletics checks also.
Good thing you got that modifier.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I gotta do Takoya, don't I? I always forget she has a drinking modifier. Okay. You guys continue to hold. They're getting pretty pushy, though.
Alrighty. Can you grab 20 of the militiamen and or soldiers and send them east? We've got trouble.
I can open a gate. That's about the only way I'm getting that many people over there.
I was thinking, more like with words because you can fly.
Sure. Just going to point to a battle group of about 20 men or so, or a few battle groups that equal up to about 20. You guys are with me. Come on. Just gonna gesture towards the other bridge.
Okay.
Come on, Deft.
And they're over the bridge. They're like coming from. They like ran along the walls. It's basically a bunch of wargs with riders.
Yeah.
So you watch Kale just
Start.
like run in and barrel into them, kind of like getting himself near a building. But they are currently kind of in this general vicinity right now.
Mhm.
He looks so much less menacing in that picture.
Who, Kale?
Who,
Yeah.
Cal?
Please go away.
He's a polite Minotaur. Shrewd, too. He still owes us money, I'm pretty sure.
That's neither here nor there. Mellog just kind of like, nah, why not? Blows another horn. You watch as Lily kind of moves up over here. And she looks like she's up to no good.
I can't drag a Deft's token.
And you kind of hear weird screeches from up in the sky.
It's just turning into a regular old Battle of Five Armies, huh?
No, we just decided we'd send wave 2 and 3 at the same time.
Weird screeches in the sky, you say?
Jeff just kind of like looks up into the sky and starts smiling.
Go look up as well.
Yeah, let me do look up.
Jeff, roll a D100. Oh.
Oh, no.
They're going to take
Pants.
more.
Oh, you're going to die. You're all going to die.
Oh,
Taft?
I already died once.
Can I say no to that?
What is it that she sees screeching? If she sees it at all?
You do see kind of a break through a cloud. You see a winged creature. I believe you may have encountered. Did you? Not in this case.
Is it the winged creature I think it is?
I'm looking looking for NPCs in the item section. Why am I not getting anything? You sees. Nope, not that one. Doop ba doop ba doop ba doop ba doop. But armored.
Not seeing it.
I thought I dropped them. They're armored wyverns.
Okay.
For the
How
horde.
many?
For the horde.
Those ones would be much more fun.
Out of curiosity, how many wyverns?
At this point, Kale's not doing too great.
The men are on their way as fast as they can.
And then you just watch as these creatures start like dipping down, and they look like they're trying to attack some of your guard formations. Range attackers, you guys want to try to get them?
Absolutely.
Yeah. If they're in range of me too, I'll help with my firebolts.
Sure. So I'd say if you have a range of at least 120 feet, you could probably at least get a shot off. Go ahead and just roll attacks in chat.
Can I stick a hand out or no?
Yeah.
Cool.
You just can't go all the way out.
How many wyverns are there out of curiosity?
Yeah, no.
Assuming are they
how
too
many
far
does
away
she
for me to
see?
attack as well?
What
Yeah,
about those with a range of 600 feet? How many attacks do we get?
You just get as many attacks as you'd kind of get in a round, more or less. You're just taking some shots. But yeah, they're kind of all over the town at this point. It's not a specific one.
You say I am or out? I'm not out of range.
You're within range, yeah. Jason, your first attack miss. There's your attack miss. They have 17 AC. So everyone
There's
else.
many of them?
So is this the first round of a new combat?
No, we're not in actual combat. You're getting attacked, though, yes. So right now, Kale, your eastern side is getting overrun. Your line's holding, but now the town is also kind of getting attacked.
I'm just gonna go ahead and do one of those.
For the number of wyverns, is there that we can see? Is there like just a couple or hundreds?
You guys managed to take down like 2. You see at least like 12 at the moment. You managed to down 2 from what you can actively see. But they're just like raking down and picking up people and throwing them into shit and eating them and ripping them apart.
Oh wait, we weren't rolling damage, were we? Ignore
Yeah,
that.
not this. Go ahead and roll more athletics check over at the front.
Should have just done a multiplayer Total War tonight.
I know, right?
I'm down. obviously we'll be the Empire. We get our cannons.
Uh-oh. And then you, Jasper.
And Sly was the first character I played with y'all that I'm going to do Skaven.
The rattling guns. Yes.
Oh, thank goodness that's not on that one. Jasper's just like having fun stepping on people at this point. Kale just like starts booking it. Your line is getting pushed back at this point. Ferris, you do see these wargs kind of encroaching. Kale's looking pretty rough. He just kind of like runs over.
Can I see over there?
Oh, perception check.
Perception.
You're still having fun catching arrows.
Yeah, it's getting a little boring, but okay.
Yeah, you don't see off to that side yet. You're kind of blocked off by the bend in the river.
Mhm.
Let's start moving that way. At this point, yeah, I would say you can hear people calling that there's people attacking from that side. So you're like, ooh, something to do. You can start heading that way too.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
The
As
Wyverns are still doing well if they're moving. Are they moving in formations or?
No, they just seem to kind of be moving about.
with Kel coming this way, are those wargs being kind of funneled between the buildings?
They're just kind of running freely. Some are like running over buildings, some are running out through other parts into the town, and some are continuing on into the town.
If there looks like there's a large concentration, like following Kale, I'm going to wait till he gets a little bit closer, and then I'm going to throw up in where it's right in front of them so they run into it since they're at speed. And I'm going to do a half circle, or not circle, but crescent-shaped wall of thorns for them to barrel into.
Okay, so you kind of watch, because there are probably like 5 on his tail, so you can go ahead and seal off kind of that pathway where he kind of is at the moment. So you've kind of put a little block like across this bad boy. Like, he looks a little bit like, thanks. You put a temporary stopper in them. So as you guys kind of move over to reinforce that side,
He's going to start throwing fireball or two at clusters of wyverns / riders.
Fair enough. You just see like a giant explosion in the sky. You watch as Death kind of starts to slowly hover flat but north, like off in this direction.
Deft?
Just kind of like hums and bubbly floats away.
Deft, where are you going?
Friends.
Gonna look ahead.
Just kind of like sets up over
anyone?
here. He just watches Deft begins to like rub his hands together. And he starts like drawing circles on the ground. Friends, friends,
Do they
friends,
look
friends,
like
friends.
circles?
Well, Arcana check. I mean, yeah, they look like magic runes.
She's gonna try and pull Deft away.
He just sticks out of the hand, and you just kind of don't move closer to him. Picture. Friends, 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 friends.
Deft, maybe now's not the time to be drawing pictures.
But we need friends.
What kind of friends?
Everybody wants to be my friend.
Mm-hmm. But some of your friends want to hurt us.
He just kind of like looks over. I'll be okay.
Are these friends that are gonna help us, or
He looks really confused. Hold on one sec. Deft, roll a D100.
come on, Deft?
Ooh,
That's a good one.
You just kind of like look, and you're standing like in front of this rune you drew on the ground, and Ari's kind of sitting there to the side.
I just kind of look down at what I'm doing, and then back up at Ari.
What are you doing?
Here, why don't you come over to me?
No,
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt you. I don't know what I'd do if I hurt you. He's just holding his head.
It's all right, Deft.
The head
Things are
just
gonna
kind
be
of
okay.
starts to shake. Long day. Head hurt. We go home now. And you just watch like this hand form a quick little fiery looking rune in the air. And then you just watch roll an Arcana check.
Okay. Not on the side, so it's open.
You just watch Deft vanish.
Deft.
Close though.
Thank goodness.
He's playing hard to get.
Thank God he's gone. I hate to have to kill him.
Ari, at this point you just kind of see like this wire that's kind of locked in on you now that it's kind of seen you flying around.
Is there a second wyvern also within 90 feet?
Sure, why not?
Okay. Yeah, she's gonna twin spell and immolate both of them.
Fair enough. You just watch two of them just burst on fire and like fly off. Now they're flaming lions. Alright, so you guys continue. Jasper, Koya, and Max. I need you guys roll perception checks.
You should know better. This is not good. Yeah, that's not good.
Max is kind of having a hard time just holding off his side of the thing.
I'm doing my best.
It's all good. Koya has a -1. Oh, wait, still a little high. Jasper and Koya look down. You just see these larger creatures. Not quite as large as you are at the moment, Jasper, but in thick black metal armor. About 5 of these things just marching towards your location on the bridge with more troops. Jasper, roll. I'm trying to think. You could all roll a history check with advantage on this one. For the 4 of you that are at the bridge. Actually, Tanya. Yeah, you would. Yeah, I don't think Tanya's ever seen one of these before.
What'd you say about Tanya?
Roll just a history check. And then max history check with advantage.
Wait, I get to do it? I got 1 on my perception.
Oh, fair point.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, Tanya apparently knows what these are. The 2 heads gave it away quite quickly. These
Ooh.
are Ettins. Armored Ettins.
Are those wood people?
No, those are ents.
I'll show you what I meant.
If
You're
I'm not mistaken, they're
looking...
basically like big two-headed giants, correct?
Yeah, they're big boys. That's what an Ettin looks like. Except these ones are in black armor.
Fuck it. One's long.
At this point, the artillery is going to start shifting towards the center of the bank, towards where you guys kind of are. One actually hits the dome, but thankfully, no dome hit. So you guys are semi-pincered at the moment. As you're continuing to killing, what's your goal? What you want to do?
I mean, I'm ready to go. You guys want to head out?
We do need to pull back and find a better fortified position.
At this point... Oh, that's interesting. I don't want to blow that level of spell slot, though. I need a wall. Hold on. I'll buy you some time. Maybe not? Nope. Jasper just wants to fight Benton, I can tell.
Full on battle.
Yeah, we'll hold that until we need to.
We're gonna have our ballistas target the Ettins.
Okay. So those will start kind of firing over at them. I need you guys to roll athletics checks with... Actually, you would be fine. Roll at disadvantage because it would be a flat roll for you, Jasper. And then both max roll yours at disadvantage.
Oof,
Ouch.
disadvantage.
Those are some great rolls.
Isn't that a drink? That is most definitely a drink.
He's like, did she roll three?
She rolled it that one too.
That is definitely a drink.
A 2, a 1, and a 1.
Basic idea.
Oh,
terrible.
no.
The front lines are breaking, lads.
So you watch
Drink to the end.
these Ettins kind of come in. Jasper, you got 5 feet on this. No, you got like 10 feet on this guy. You run in, but this thing moves a lot quicker than you thought it would move in armor. You kind of like duck under it. It knocks the wind out of you. The 2 behind it just kind of like knock you over as it kind of gets behind you. Max. One just kind of comes up as you go to charge it. It just smacks you straight into the river.
Oh, fuck.
Thankfully,
Okay.
I mean, like, you can't float down the river because it goes that way.
Yeah.
But you kind of like land in the water, like moving your way to the side. Takoya, the same thing, just gets kicked. Takoya actually gets kicked into this house.
Oof.
You each take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, I applied it.
And that side starts to fall. Ooh, that's not.
I need to put this vodka back in the fridge because it's getting too warm. It's not as
Go for it.
I'll grab a beer while I'm out there.
There you go. Ton, you kind of see the line starting to fall apart at this point. The soldiers that are left here are doing their best to kind of hold on. We'll do 2 shots for the ballistas to see. You watch the ballista crew that's been trying this whole time finally lands a shot. They kind of land, and you watch as they unfortunately target the same Etten, but they hit the opposite heads on opposite sides. And they just kind of like sandwich together. So one of the Ettins goes down. But they just start rushing through.
Can I cast Shatter on them, on the Ettins?
Yeah, go ahead. Just roll your damage dice. Because there are orcs too. So you watch as now they're all trying to like flood across this bridge now that they've taken out your defenders. Jason and Leah, you guys would get a good beat on this one too. There's roll a perception check too, because I know you've been waiting to do some water shenanigans. All right, so Tanya, you just kind of boom right in the middle. You just kind of like flatten out the orcs. Vatins kind of just like shake it off for a second. They have a lot of health.
I have the turret shoot at one of the Ettins.
Yeah, and start shooting at one. I won't do that quite yet. There's. You kind of see. You notice Jasper's no. You can't see Jasper anymore. And you kind of look and you see that there's now a lot more movement coming across the river. You get the feeling that that line broke. You kind of run to the side and you see they're kind of rushing over the edge. So I think you could lift water up over the bridge and probably wipe them off too as they're coming if you wanted to.
Yeah, I can form a 20-foot high wall of water and then crash it down.
Yeah, so if you wanted to, you could go attack that stone bridge with water and kind of like push. Probably not necessarily the Ettins. You might get an Ettin, but you could easily kind of wash away some of these orcs as they're kind of running across.
Without being able to target specific things, there's a...
we'll just let it hit them.
Okay.
They're fodder. They don't get saving throws. All right, so you watch as you guys are like, Jasper, you actually have a bunch of like orcs that are on top of you. It's kind of like Gulliver's Travels at the moment. They're just like trying to stab at you, and you just watch this wave of water come and knock everything off. One end loses balance, but you're able to kind of get up and recover. However, you guys have been kind of pushed back.
Hold the line. Oh no.
Yeah, this ballista, I'd say at this point your ballistas are probably getting overrun. I'll say the crew 2 got away.
Out of curiosity, does already notice the line getting pushed back?
Roll a perception check. Yeah. You see the giant waves. You hear the shatter. So.
And sees the Ettins.
Yeah, they're kind of hard to miss.
Okay. So she's going to try something here. She's going to pull her gem, place it to her forehead. I think it's time. Perhaps you lend a hand and stretch your legs. And using the gem as a catalyst, she's going to attempt to cast a elemental spirit through it.
Ooh. Roll a D100 for me really quick.
Oh, that's not the direction you want.
I got to get a different book for this one. Hold on. This was an alternatives book too. What's that? I had to get 2 beers out of the fridge for this one.
Anything
Sounds
that's
like
also within my range that's dying around me, I'm trying to suck any soul I can.
Theris! Interesting point. I need you to roll. Let's call it an Arcana check. Fucking shit. Nat 20. Cheers, mate.
Drink it.
So, Theris,
Yep.
you watch. You kind of watch like one of these ward captains eat shit in front of you, like into the thorns, and your Thornwalk starts like crushing his head. And you can feel the soul like leaving his body. You go out to kind of absorb it, and it begins to come to you, and then you watch as it gets pulled and yanked away across the river to the south, rapidly.
Towards Lily or something else?
You have no idea, like direct south. And you start, like, the 5 that are dead in here, same thing, all of them getting sucked south. You look back, kind of like aware of this fact now, one of your men dies, soul gets sucked south.
I'm trying to like latch on to which are the closest one and like fight it being pulled.
You try to grab one, and you barely even slow it.
I have any idea what this could be.
This is not a natural effect. There is something that is doing something akin to what you're doing, but on a much grander level. Not necessarily hand and all that, but as far as soul sucking, someone's got a better vacuum than you do.
Quickly
Damn
send
Luigi.
Who?
What did he say?
He
So
said,
damn
Luigi.
Luigi.
Yeah. Fuck Luigi in the Haunted Mansion. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly send a mental blast to Ben to head south to find out what's doing that and come report back.
All right, you watch Ben break and start kind of heading south. Not really in danger with the Wyrens. But yeah, so you guys, let's kind of move you guys back.
Hag Island hovers.
You guys kind of have consolidated back to this courtyard at this point. Some of them do break off and start going towards the town hall, but they also have their own barrier and soldiers. Ben kind of veers off. You kind of give him the general location. I mean, there's troops, and he dodges like an arrow or two, just from orcs still remaining to waiting for their turn to charge. You don't see any. Little perception check for him.
For Ben?
Yeah,
It's visual based.
visual base. Yeah. And then we'll get back to Ari. I mean, you basically just see lines of troops, standard siege equipment, nothing out of the norm. Like, there's some other people here, but no one's actively doing anything that you can see. Ari,
Mm-hmm.
you focus on the gem as your catalyst for your spirit. And you feel the gem.
Growing cold, hot, or pulsing?
Just like pulsing hot. And like the air around you in general just puts off a lot of heat. And the gem is like scorching hot. But it doesn't burn
Too
you.
hot for.
Like, you can tell it's hot, but you're not taking any damage from it.
I take that as you're willing to help us, friend.
You go, and you kind of close your eyes. You open your eyes, roll a perception check.
That's about right.
You open your eyes, but you're not where you were. You hear the beating of wings. Still in front of you stands a stretched out hand holding a very similar gem, but a much smaller hand.
Uh,
I need you to roll an
she's a-
Arcana check. I need you to roll another Arcana check.
One.
I need you to make a save.
If I could at least roll above a 10, that would be helpful.
All right. You just watch as your body lights on fire in this smaller form. You're actively on fire, but you don't seem to care.
Am I in pain or?
You feel like it, and you kind of come to this half consciousness where you currently are and where you currently are not. As both of
I
you
feel myself in the gem.
activate, kind of funneling off each other on different battlefields. You summon your fire spirit. You guys just watch this immense blast of fire shoot out from the center of town into this massive form. Where'd it go? Basically taking on the form of a very large fire elemental. Like half formless. Jalal, just being within proximity, takes 8 points of fire damage. Which way do you unleash it?
Well, I suppose it would be towards the invading army. Though it's clear that it's burning everything around, she will try and guide it to. There's not really a spot where letting go without burning people.
Lee and Kern are thankfully in a bubble.
Yeah, that's true.
So you watch as you just project this flame forward, much like you did when you were taught long ago by Satesh. And you just watch this form kind of fall over and just torch hundreds of these things. And it just burns a swath. Yeah, you guys like jump into the bubble just in time, and like this fire does not relent. Like you're not sure, like you're just waiting the ability to get out of the bubble. But yeah, you just watch it basically scorch probably like that much. And it does get a good blast in, and it just kind of rolls. The entirety of the southern part of this town at this point is just like we're gonna have to rebuild.
Hey, I mean,
what
Jeff told her to burn the town.
Not wrong.
On
Ari, You look back, still in this half consciousness, and you just look down at a field of fire from atop this, whatever you're currently riding on. Roll a perception check.
Okay.
You look down. You're riding on what looks like some sort of silver dragon. And you're standing next to a figure with like a black robe on. And you look, and the gem in your hand is broken. And you watch as the hand kind of begins to blow away. And then gone.
So she sees herself on a silver dragon,
You
holding.
see a much smaller version
holding it.
of yourself. More or less from what you can tell, the small child which Max had described to you before.
He didn't describe, or
He did.
we never got a chance to ask him about that.
We did after he got out. We just went through it quickly.
Okay.
But more or less, you just had an inadvertent time of trying to do something at the exact same time as someone else. However, apparently did not survive. You, however, survived just fine. You just kind of like come to full consciousness now. And just look at like this scorched swath of earth. And like just burnt, crispy orcs. And it looks like they've kind of like withdrawn back a little bit.
I can agree with their reaction.
Yeah.
Yes, to the elemental.
The elemental kind of has dissipated at this point. So it came, it did its damage, and then it just...
Okay.
But your orc friends, even the Byrons got a little bit crispy on this one. So they have tactfully retreated at the moment.
She'll place the fork head then and go, well done, friend. Thank you.
I stand in shock next to a goblin who's also staring at what just happened.
He's just like...
Do we take back the bridge?
Everybody's like, come Jasper, come to Goya, let's take back the bridge.
Yeah, I mean, they decided it's time to go and figure out what to not do.
Mm-hmm. Can't blame them.
So if they're okay with the bridge for now, if they fall back from the bridge, I'll go reinforce against the wargs.
You guys have bought yourself about an hour, probably.
Okay, so
At this point, a large chunk of your troops have died. So you're probably down between everybody in town. You're probably down to about 50.
Wow, we lost what? 200?
Well, you
And
don't have all 200 here.
How many of theirs did we take out?
I took out many, many, many.
Wave 2 and 3?
Well, you didn't get all wave 2 and 3, but you sent wave 2 running. Wave 3, you don't know. The Wyrens aren't here.
Tanya,
what is the consist of our troops that remain? Is it mostly archers, mostly melee? What is it?
At this point, you probably have about 30 actual soldiers and about 20 men-at-arms.
Okay. And are they melee or ranged troops, though?
They're just troops in general. They have no specialized training of any kind.
Okay.
They're like city guards and townspeople that know how to use a pitchfork.
Gotcha. So what I would suggest is have the trained soldiers, not the militiamen, at the core of our wall, and have the outer edges the militiamen.
Really, the only difference between the trained guards and the militiamen is the uniform.
They have better armor.
Yeah, put them at the center, I'd say.
The downside is you have a lot less troops now than your last charge. So if your line falls, you can hold one good line with the troops you have left. But if it falls like it did last time, or if they send something bigger in, so it's 50 of them and you guys.
How much money do you think they have?
You do still hear some commotion coming from the west as well, as you had never dispatched any of those troops.
Screw them rich people.
We should either attempt to fall back to the manor or
Wish we could destroy this stone bridge, but I don't think any of us can.
How many shatters would it take to destroy the stone bridge?
You don't have enough.
How big is it?
It's
Bigger
fucking
than the old bridge.
It would take a lot of spell slots to break that sucker.
Oh, I've still got the control water's 10 minutes. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that came in handy.
We talking about like what we say a lot, 4, 5, 6?
No, like more than that. This is thick stuff.
In other words, we can't break it.
You can, or you could get someone who has like stone shape to do it.
I don't know anybody that has stone shape. I sure as hell don't.
Yeah, so you guys have an hour, so you can short rest, you can plan, or you can
Tanya's
start packing up.
Tanya's gonna fly over to the group and say, so I kind of think if we're gonna hold, I think we're gonna have to take out that artillery too.
there's something else out there. I don't know what it is, but I could sense all the souls of the dying being sucked towards the south. I could not even grab a hold of one to try to save.
You want me to go do recon
If you can do so quickly and safely, but it was due south.
and destroy the artillery while I'm over there?
Whatever you think you
I
can do
don't know
safely.
about
Question, Nobel.
Mhm.
Would I have had a free cast of Find Steed before I came here?
How long does it last?
Forever. Until it dies,
Like a
or I
familiar.
dismiss it.
Yeah, I'd say you already had your horse. That's fine.
Okay. Then I would offer you to take the horse. It does understand common.
What do I need a horse for?
He's gonna fly.
Well, I don't know. If you need it.
Uh,
He's got
yeah.
intelligence of 6.
Anyone else can fly?
Lily has her broom, and her master is a powerful mage. I don't know about heading over there to bombard the artillery.
honestly, I don't think taking out the artillery would be that helpful at this point.
Yeah, I feel the same way, because they could send something heavy and big at us and wipe us out. Our line can't hold much longer.
At this point, too, it's probably like, I'd say it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's been looking the same all day. It's still snowing.
Ooh, snow.
Yes.
Bad. It's cold.
Well, I imagine there's probably no snow in this general area.
I mean, it's starting to fall now, but it was
Ashes.
freshly melted snow. Yes.
Is it now difficult terrain because of all the ice?
Not quite yet. Thankfully, the people making the snow, you have one of them with you, so it's not as bad where you are.
Oh, okay.
This is a swamp. Normally, there's like never snow here.
Are there any civilians still here? any non-combatants.
Unless you want to do like a thorough door to door, they already went through. They do know that there was definitely people in the south that did not want to leave their homes, that did not fare well.
Yeah, well, I'm chalking them up as, oh well, shit
Yeah,
happens.
but at this point, like anyone who's got any type of brain at all is leaving. Those that have not left probably would, like you said, is not going to be worth convincing, or you're not going to be able to convince them.
Okay.
Probably they're already dead.
Hmm.
How long until reinforcements arrive?
Modern Warfare just
Days.
Days?
Not unless you got
Leah,
someone
do you have
closer.
sending?
Eee,
Just
Uh,
curious. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I do.
You said
I have an idea. We've taken out quite a few forces here. Rough estimate,
Mhm.
based on the size of the waves. Several hundred, thousands. How many
At
seem
this
to have perished
point,
here?
you've probably killed like 1,100 of their troops.
and how many did they have?
And this part of the wave, their first wave or their first party,
No.
their army's 50,000, but there's
Oh.
only 2,000 that were basically trying to get through this town. The
Oh,
rest
yeah.
of them are off somewhere else.
Okay, so we killed 1,100 out of the 2,000.
They can easily overwhelm us.
We could fall back, send a message to. I'm trying to remember his name. Was it Alistair? Alistair?
The captain, the head of military
Yeah,
for
the guy.
Gatecaster. Yeah, Mr. I can hit.
Yeah, the guy who was
stars.
on his.
Yeah.
The guy who was on his way here to, or with the reinforcements.
He's on his way home. So from his time frame, with him moving as fast as he can go, he will get home the night of this current day in game. So it'll at least be, another half day before. So basically, you got a full day for him to get there, and then at least a day for them to get out here.
I'd say 3 days for them to get here.
Depends on how many people are ready to go.
Mhm.
We've taken out about maybe half of their forces. We could send a message so he knows where they should be, and he can set up an ambush for them, or for the remaining.
We haven't even put a dent on their forces yet. We just scattered their first attack.
No, we
Took out about 1,100 of 2,000.
yeah, out of 2,000, we did over
Out
half.
of the 50,000 troops they have, yes.
No, there's only
character.
2,000 here.
They've only committed 2,000, yes.
No, there's
They're only
only
moving
two.
2,000 through this area. The
There are
total
other-
army
Okay, I
is
misunderstood
1,000.
that.
No. So you guys are also misunderstanding. So those 48,000, those aren't like days away. Those 48,000 could be here within hours.
That's what I
You're
was
like
trying to
in
say.
their territory. They sent
Yeah.
2,000, but they very easily could send like another 40,000 at you just for, I don't know,
Yeah, that's what I was trying
killing
to say.
somebody's son. Not that we
That's
did
what I
that.
was- That's what I was trying to say. They can easily overwhelm us.
Although Jasper would like to challenge him.
I'm sure Jasper would. He can stay in. He can stay then if he wants. But I think we should fall back and lay as many traps as we can.
They don't have prismatic wall anymore. I blew my slot. At this point, Jalal is like, I do have another idea.
We're open to ideas.
Instead of dealing with the side effects of our problems, perhaps a more direct approach.
Listening.
Mhm.
It's like, I've spoken with your wizard, and obviously with you, Ari. Between the objects we possess here, the knowledge of your friend, and he kind of motions over to Ferris, we could potentially gain access to this Satesh's home, and perhaps find the answers we need. I know for a fact there's someone there with a lot of information. And between the four of us, I believe we have the power to get there. Although, I don't know if we can take everybody. Let me double check.
I don't think we should take everybody. We should take as many as we can, but leave some to send a message to. I forget the prince's name, but him.
9 people total, including him. Let's do some math here.
Not Takoya,
So
not
you
Kale,
take Takoya, Kern, and
not
Kale.
Kern. I think that's
Is that exactly 8?
Probably 10.
4, 6, 8.
That's 8, not including the.
That's fine. It's 8 plus him. He's casting the spell.
Mm-hmm.
So, in theory, you could do it.
Okay.
It also depends on, you may not want to go directly there. You may want to fall back or rest, because I'm assuming a lot of you are pretty tapped on slots.
yeah.
Not me. I spent 1.
How long did that whole thing go for?
It went for about, it's been going on since like 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's roughly like 4 o'clock in the afternoon right now. It's been a long day. Although you didn't wake up until a little bit later, but it's still been a long day.
I probably spent a lot of key points there.
I've actually got all my first through thirds, but only 1/4 left and nothing else.
I'm about the same. Except I've got a 5th.
I've been mostly
Out of
using my
character, I've got-
spell storing.
Out of character, I got 2 first, a second, a third, and a 6th.
I got a couple of seconds and a couple of thirds.
It's up to you guys. Well, more so, do you want to teleport into Satesh's house without being fully rested?
Probably not.
So I would say between combined knowledge, you know a couple of different locations between all of you together. So obviously you can fall back. There's the graveyard, which is off to the northeast. There's Cross Manor, which is further north. There's the island, which you could potentially go to as well. No, that's kind of wishy-washy. You do also recall between Takoya and Ferris and Ari, probably about 3 hours away to the west, past the Cross Manor, and you guys could potentially go just across if you guys can fly and get across the lake and the river. There was a resistance camp that you had once stayed at when you'd first trekked through here. You could potentially also find a place to rest. Or you just do it the old-fashioned way. But up to you.
And she nods to Jalal. But remember, we're not sure which side Satesh is on. If we're going to teleport to his home, we should at least have had a chance to rest.
He said, "Oh, no disagreements." He's like, "I'm good. I just don't know where all of you are." He's like, "But I don't think we should long rest here."
Agreed. The Cross Manor hopefully should be safe.
So at this point, we can't get everyone there quickly. I can get you guys there quickly, but all your remaining soldiers and NPCs would have to hoof it by foot. So let's do what you guys say.
China doesn't mind marching the troops back.
I have enough for one teleportation circle. That's it.
I can teleport us to Cross Manor, the 9 of us. But I can't take
Okay.
the 53.
I suppose everybody who's capable of hoofing it can get on their way, get an hour head start. Injured people, I'll just fit as many as I can through my thing. I
So
have
remember, the circle has to be to another circle location.
Niculos. Who wants to go on a vacation?
So, you cannot teleport to Nectalos Forest. For you, that would take a plane shift. It's on a
Oh,
different-
I don't. Okay, Corona Spire. I don't know which one is on the.
I think Theris taught you
I have
the ones
3.
he knows here. But think
Okay.
Theris taught you more, because you know the one that Theris learned at the Golden Perch. Pretty confident you learned that one. And then I think, didn't you teach her the one that was in the eastern part of Gancaster?
I'm looking. I've got I
Because
don't
those were
think I've
your
got a
natural-
notice south of Gray, and then there's Satesh's
Yeah.
Palace on another plane, Golden
Yep.
Perch,
Yep.
and then I've got West Corana's and Kalsto's place. I would assume we would have traded notes.
Yeah. So you guys would be able to get to either the Golden Perch, or you can get to the magic school that Theris knows of. It's downside, it is in Eastern Gancaster, which is not necessarily the friendliest to you. But the magic school, from your experience there, so was pretty neutral.
And which one is this, Golden Perch or the one that's south of Gray?
The one that's south of Gray. So you could go to either of those potentially. You could go to the Golden Perch. You probably couldn't take Jalal to the Golden Perch. You could certainly try that.
Well, if we're talking about just sending injured people, then
Well, you guys can get anywhere at this point, because he has actual teleport. So if there's somewhere you want to be, there's a high likelihood he could probably get you there. You just have to tell him where you want to go.
We're just trying to figure out where to send.
But like even to long rest.
Yeah, we're just trying to figure out where and how to send
Gotcha.
the people that won't be teleporting with us.
Yeah. Probably Golden Perch would be best.
There, I know there's at least the one healer there, cleric.
I don't know if the Golden Perch would want to accept a bunch of dirty swamp people, but we can certainly send them.
They might not accept them as refugees, but at the very least, even if they set up camp a bit outside or anywhere around, it's
not
better
here.
than. I don't know who or what is doing their souls.
With Theris's and Jalal's help, would I potentially be able to keep the portal open for a couple seconds longer, get some more people through?
I mean, between you guys, you'd have a couple of casts you can do, so you can get a couple of people through. You probably get a lot of them through using the spell slots you have available. But one contrary point, the 53 people that you basically have to figure out what to do with, because these are just your soldiers and your friends. If you send them away, that's 53 people that aren't at Cross Manor to help defend when the second wave gets there.
Well, ideally, the second wave won't get to Cross Manor.
Probably not going to happen if we're abandoning the town. It takes time. It takes a good couple hours to get there.
Yeah, but isn't Cross Manor kind of out of the way and hidden? Wouldn't they have to go out of their way to get to it?
Well, I mean, they got to go around. So there's a main road out the northeastern part of town, then it splits going east to the graveyard, and then west and up goes towards Cross Manor. But it's not like hidden away.
Okay, but is it out of the way?
No, it's like on the main path. You guys could probably cut off some time, especially with Kern with them. They could probably just cut north through the swamps and kind of like whatever forests are there. They could probably go straight as the crow flies as opposed to taking the road. So they could probably do it in like an hour or 2 hours versus like 3 to 4.
I think that's a good plan. And then the rest of us can teleport somewhere.
Because yeah, if you abandon the town, I mean, it's a certainty they're coming through.
We can hope they've reconsidered their option.
You did buy some time. Nothing says good morning like unleashing a ridiculous fire limits on people.
And is there any like traps that we can leave behind so once they pass it, it destroys a large number of them?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't really.
Unfortunately, there's no explosives.
Well, that's not true. Who's got the quiver? Or does Grunkum still have the quiver?
Doesn't Gonkum have the quiver?
I think Grunkum might have the quiver. You remember? If you threw the quiver? I think you just did the bag.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if the quiver was on his bag, then it'd
would
be
doubt.
with whoever's holding Grunkum's bag currently. If
I don't think he gave the quiver.
No, the quiver is still with Grunkum.
So we don't have our little...
Yeah, otherwise we would use those beads of firebolts for traps.
Well, the funny part is Grunkum didn't even remember that they're in there, and you have to... Unless you dump it all out.
I'm back.
Welcome back. No, yeah, Grunkum has no idea those beads are in there. He wasn't paying attention during all of that.
That'll be a great thing someday. Those will come back to bite you in the ass, I'm sure of it. Never give that many orbs of fireball. Alright, so you guys know what you want to do. You're going to have them go north, and then... Where are you guys going? To do your long rest?
Is the resistance camp is hidden and out of the way, correct?
The resistance camp is hidden and out of the way, yes. The resistance camp, unless you told Jalal the location, you could probably describe it to him well enough for teleport to work. But other than that, like, he doesn't specifically know where this is. That'd be your fastest way to get there. Otherwise, you'd have to basically, let's see. You guys could get there in like 3 hours on foot, flying over the water and shenanigans and whatnot.
I mean, if it's just for a long rest, we can probably just ask him to take us somewhere safe.
Again, I'm thinking about the people we won't be teleporting.
Yeah, they're going north through the swamp.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the people at Cross Manor?
Yeah, if this invasion is going to cross Manor, I would not doubt that they may to the ground.
You have 25 soldiers at Cross
I mean,
Manor
we
that
have
you
a
left.
camp, at least Darcy and I do. Plus the civilian
Max,
population.
you're actually well aware of this because you just came back from there.
Mm-hmm.
There are actually soldiers at Cross Manor. Not a lot, but there's like 400 soldiers stationed there currently.
I would let them know that information, that there's 400 soldiers at Cross Manor. And with
Are the defenses set up at Cross Manor so that they could propel a larger force for a longer period of time?
Were the walls in good shape?
The walls are in decent repair. They're not the greatest of walls, but it's better than no walls.
Yeah.
The main structure, the main household is still burnt down, as well as the servant quarters, but there are several structures that still do remain open. So there's probably like 800 people there in total between those seeking shelter. Like, it's a pretty sizable area. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, they could defend it. but maybe 1,000 soldiers. But if all their army comes through here, which is the most direct path, they're probably not going to hold them for super long.
Yeah. So my idea. Well, how much food do they have, time wise?
Cross Manor?
Yeah.
Probably not that much. I mean, there's food nearby that they can get access to potentially, depending on if they get attacked or not.
Okay.
But they do not have food for 800 people for long term. They probably had like enough rations to cover like light rations for a couple hundred soldiers.
Okay. Then what I suggest we do is send the rest of our troops, Kern, Takoya, and Kale, to Cross Manor. Give them orders to gather as much food as they can, and just hold out until reinforcements arrive. They can hold off for the time being, because if they run, they'll be caught out in the open by the orcs, moving that many people, especially civilians that don't move as that well together. They have a better chance of waiting for reinforcements for the reinforcement army to arrive and relieve them, as long as they get the food necessary to survive. If they can get a week's worth of food for everybody, and that's spreading it lightly throughout everybody, I think that'd be the best course of action.
The only downside for them, and they can try to do it too, is just it takes a lot of food even for light rations to feed that many people. You can't simply go hunting for. I mean, you can, but you're probably not going to have a stockpile.
Well, they're gonna have to stockpile something, or
Maybe they
very
have.
least
They
something.
can.
Well,
They have a bunch
that
of sticks doing the bland food and water.
Mhm. Were there any clerics in the Cross Manor as well that have access to create food and water spell?
Not that you've met, no.
Okay.
Could be though.
Shit. Because them moving out as soon as our 50 people plus Takoya and company get there, I don't think they're going to get far enough and fast enough away.
You could also have them flee, but then there's also a chance the faster troops catch up with them.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm thinking of. They'll be caught out in the open. That's why I think they're better off just staying and defending themselves in the manor.
well, Gronkum's backpack
since-
did have 25 days of rations in it.
Ooh, one other good, but 25 days of rations for a person, not for 800 people.
I don't know. Do they?
It's rations for 1 day for 25 people.
Maybe Jesus is with them.
Oh, another fair point.
The Roth meat, where'd that go?
The Roth meat? Didn't we use
Yeah.
a lot of the
I
Roth
fed
meat?
that to the fucking statue.
The ground meat, yes.
That was hilarious.
Oh,
Yes.
Gronkum had like 250 pounds of it.
You gave it a lot.
I
I
have.
don't think it was that much.
I still have 14 pounds of it.
You do know another location nearby that actually has underground reinforced structure.
Please don't say the crypt.
The Abbey. The crypt also. You could take them to the island. That's a pretty safe location if you can manage it.
Yeah, but Lily knows of that place.
Lily's probably
Yeah,
not in great favor with that place if she's doing what she's doing right now.
Fuck. I don't know.
Oh, and you mean the Abbey where we first met the cult?
Where Ari burned all the people.
Yeah,
There's
And the Abbey.
You
the
know
cult that we're
for a
currently
fact,
fighting.
whether or not they know where this isn't the cult, this is orcs.
True.
This is not the same people, but you do know for a fact that at least 300 bodies fit in that basement. I mean, people.
Yeah, but didn't
Abbey's
Guinevere
burnt down.
Candlebright also burn that abbey to the ground?
Yeah, but the substructure's there.
It doesn't fit enough people though, and everybody outside on top will just give it position away.
Probably best to send them north.
Probably best what?
To just let them go to Cross Manor.
That's what I'm thinking. Just have them hold out till reinforcements arrive.
You could survive 30 days without food.
Yeah.
Not without arrows, though. Those deplete those days quickly. All right. So you guys move the troops up through the north.
Yeah, that's what I'd say we do.
Say your goodbyes to your friends as they head up. Is there any parting gifts you wish to leave?
Can I find that spunky little kid
Sure.
that I threw dinosaur? Is he still? Did we send him off already?
Oops, shoot.
He did, but he's still here.
Okay.
You find him easy enough,
I
though.
can-
Do I have a gift for him?
Gold's nice.
Gold is nice. I don't have very much gold. Okay. Here's what I do. I find the kid.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna slap 5 platinum in his hand.
Damn.
I like your spirits.
Kind of insane.
You're braver than most of the men here.
I know. And he pockets the 5 platinum and takes off.
Damn. I'm
That's the kid that was grifting you when you first got here.
Oh, he didn't grip me.
Oh, no, not you, but the rest of them. This is the kid that was trying to sell you ferry tickets.
I remember.
That's a long time ago.
Leah likes his funk.
I'm actually gonna go over to Takoya. And I'm gonna give her the paladin longsword and say, "May this protect you."
All right.
Keeping the longsword a warning, because I think it'll be more use to me because we're going something.
She does kind of look at you, and she pulls out. She's like, "I appreciate it, but," and she holds out her two-handed
I know she
sword.
has a very long. I know she has a very big ass sword, but this is just me saying I hope she fucking lives through this.
It's like, I'll make sure
More
to
of a
give it back
gesture.
to you.
Save it for when we meet next.
Fair. And you watch as she just kind of sheaths it.
Yeah.
All right. So where are the 9 of you going?
Good question.
Chalal, take us to your favorite vacation.
You've adopted a tiefling. I think we used to have 2 tieflings. Now we only have 1. Congratulations, you've been promoted.
We used to have 3.
Who said that?
Oh, we did have 3.
Was that just the GM saying that, or did
that's
someone
just me,
actually
I
say
think.
that?
That's just me.
Okay.
We did have 3 tieflings. This is correct. Poor Nico. In many ways.
Also, I just want to say I'm officially 27. Cheers, everyone.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Jeez, I'm getting old.
I was arguing with my wife earlier because apparently I don't know how old I am.
Oh, that reminds me. I was at DMV yesterday, right?
Uh-huh.
And what was the day before? I don't remember. But the point is, I said I was 25 the other day. And I was like, wait, that doesn't sound right.
I don't remember if I'm 36 or 37. I have an unfortunate feeling I'm 37.
Y'all are too young to go and senile.
Jasper, you're 38 or you're 37? Because you're 4 months older than me, I think. Damn it, Jasper.
Jasper's gone quiet.
Hey, you're
Yeah, that's
immortalized. Your birthday's immortalized on stream now, so
Come to the light
Thank
you'll
you.
live forever.
Oh, shit.
with all the.
Oh,
All right, so where do you guys want to go? You got a whole wide world of places you could ask to go. Although it does help if we know where we're going, because teleporting to random locations without any aid is not recommended.
teleporting so bad.
That's a good way to end up in the middle of the earth.
We could go to the forests of Tyros.
Any specific location? in the forest?
We could return to the Golden Perch.
You mentioned the golden perch until I was like,
That's a no.
and I don't think I should take you guys to my home. Not quite yet.
Forest
They're not
in
fond of us.
Southern
Like,
Tyrol.
I have an idea, but just promise you'll be on your best behavior. It's just for an evening.
Slowly nods.
I look at Jasper.
Uh,
'Cause out of everyone here, I think he's the one that'll get in trouble.
Goes, just do try to stay out of trouble, but we will find rest, at least for an evening. It's like, gather round.
Or I'll walk up to him.
You watch as he kind of gathers you all up. He's going to blow a 7th level slot to cast teleport. Hold on.
Before we depart.
Oh yeah, go for it.
1 moment. Ari's gonna quickly fly back over to where the runes were and see if there are any markings remaining or if they vanished.
Well, the markings are still there. Roll another Arcana check.
Okay. Just gonna make note of memorizing them. Ooh.
You've seen this before. You saw Def teaching this to Theris once.
Ah.
Oh, he went home.
This is the same sigil that goes to Satesh's home.
Yeah, no, she's most assuredly going to memorize this one.
Fair enough. All right. I think I have this image in this group. If not, I should. It'd be a damn shame if I didn't. Wow, that's actually impressive. We haven't not used it in this game. Let's see. Images. Oh, we did this in our game. We have this. Yep. Some of you have been here before. I guess we do have it. All right. And great.
Suppose she'll also make note to scuff out one of the runes as well. So some wandering person doesn't go, hey, look, this is interesting.
Fair enough. I'm just getting all these guys. Alright, we'll get rid of these guys. I don't need 3 extra NPCs anymore. As you guys come to, and then from the teleport, you find yourself in front of a very large, elaborate, fancy-looking building.
God.
First question, how cold is it here?
It's actually not too cold. It's like a nice coastal, cool climate. And there's a lot of movement and hustle around this location. You see this giant 2 or 3 story building. Numerous patrons going in and out. This appears to be some sort of large establishment, like a very fancy hotel or casino.
You're joking. Really?
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 Is it that one?
There you go, fellas.
It is. Say it ain't so.
Oh.
Should be fun.
Ooh, maybe we'll meet that one person that we thought about meeting and doing that one thing that would have discontinued the story.
Yes.
You mean
And
if we became pirates?
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
As you guys have arrived at the Grinning Goblin.
Heck yeah.
Dark's been here before.
I assume there's a map.
Actually, oh yeah, your character's on it. Hold on.
Yeah, it's not letting me access that via token.
Get out of my way. I don't think Dark ever actually got to go here. You guys rescued them when they escaped from here. Actually, no, not even from here. They were in the north. So, Jalal will kind of look at all of you guys. Welcome to the island of Karas. Caras. This is a western, smaller island off the main coast of Arcadia.
Is this the famous casino that they burned down?
Yep. This is the island where you guys did the rescue, too. That at-sea rescue from the airship.
I don't want to remember.
Oh, the
Please follow
Mimic.
No. God, you have scarred me for life with that shit.
How do you spell the island name?
It's Caras.
Fucking Dark had to read that book.
Yeah, so apparently
It was a
you
good
are,
book.
we'll be resting here for the evening.
I think we need to go to Ziggurat to rest.
No.
Or is traveling musician, although not terribly likely. Has she ever heard of this place before?
Roll a history check. Pretty high DC, but we'll see. Nah.
Nope. It's a bit outside of her targeter.
You haven't really traveled to this island before. And you're like, I've kind of like heard of it, but you know, it never really entered your spectrum of giving a fuck, so to speak.
Fair enough.
So, anything you guys want to do before we quit for the evening? Sendings, scryings, blah 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 blah. Easy enough, Tony.
Information on what the hell is happening.
Do you need any rolls for that?
We'll do that next time. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm gonna look for the.
Your poor tiefling man. You basically just absconded from Mara. She's like, where are we?
You're better off
Wait,
with us.
how did you get here?
Oh,
That's-
I'll head a free slot.
That's Papa.
Wrong
Oh my
person.
God.
And wrong gender.
and Jalal looks over. I thought they were with you.
Now they are, I guess.
Yes, I'm sorry. Who are you?
Tanya's just gonna look at this group. Do you guys just randomly pick people up like you did me?
Oh, pretty much. I mean, that's how I joined.
Oh. Wait, so you're all new to this group? Is there any original members?
As Theris would say, we've taken lost souls.
I raise my hand halfway.
No, some are still with us.
Hmm.
Don't worry. You'll always be with us if you fall.
Bad thirst, leave me alone. Let me move on to my God in peace.
I just for a brief moment, I shift my image to look like him,
There
and then back. Just for a moment.
you go.
Fair enough, but God damn it.
So you guys
Happy birthday.
walk
Yeah.
into the lobby, and you just feel like this warm sensation as you just see this massive spectacle, entertainment, gaming, performances. There's a little bit of everything here.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
You said we get a warm feeling as soon as we enter. Is it like real life casinos that pumps in oxygen into the gambling areas to keep people awake?
No,
That
it's way
kind
more.
of feeling?
It's way more fucked up than that. It's like the kind that makes you roll a charisma saving throw. We'll just do it next session.
Oh.
Oh, you
So
whore.
is this the so
Yeah.
this is the past of the whole thing. So if we burn it
I'm
down now,
okay.
if we burn it down now, they can't burn it down in the future, right?
You have no idea.
Don't worry, guys. Whoever is in within 10 feet of me gets a +4 now to their saving throw. I upgraded my charisma.
Tyre's too young to gamble.
What's the DC, Nobel?
You have to wait till next week.
Would you say it's probably about 15 or lower?
Nope.
I'm so ready.
It's
I'm
higher
so
than
scared.
15?
I have a flat roll to look forward to.
Don't worry, you get a +4.
I know.
Fine.
Why just pump oxygen in when you can give people that overwhelming feeling to gamble and gamble and gamble till they can't gamble anymore and spend money and eat food
Hey,
and
hey,
do all the horrible
Nobel.
things that people love to do?
Nobel. I'm gonna say I just automatically use stillness of mind. I can end any charmed effect.
You're a monk, you can do that.
Mhm.
However, the rest of you are not. Some of you have snakes, so.
Do I get a cookie since I don't have any money? Because all my money was melted when I got melted in back at the place.
Oddly enough, Max, not that you really enjoy drinking or anything as much as you used to anymore, or any food because you don't really have much of a need for it.
Yeah.
You walk by and this lady just hands you a drink as you're walking through. In fact, she hands all of you a drink. And then she continues walking along.
I can't drink it, so I'm like, here again. I give it. I give it.
Jason takes it.
Jasper takes it from me. He's like, mm.
I'm gonna say I give it to Dark's character, who's underage.
Oddly enough, they don't serve dark.
I give it to Dark then.
As Dark goes to take a drink, this lady comes, excuse me, little one. I'm sorry, that's for grown-ups. And just pats you on the head and takes your drink.
Nope, nope. Before that happens, Tanya just downed it.
All right, we'll pause there.
So, is there anything like the stuff they served in the military at the base?
Oh, this is good stuff.
It's
It's
good.
This is the Kool-Aid, dude. This is the Kool-Aid. Don't drink the
Nobel, I
Kool-Aid.
have to inquire. What's the drinking age here?
Not that young from what she looks like, but when the small child just downs it before anyone has a chance to do it, they don't really whip out like the stun wands on people for being a kid. It's like, whoa.
Well, maybe this is like Germany. It's no big deal.
You never know. Actually, I will allow before we close for this evening. Tanya, this would not be a good one for you because you are not from this world. Everyone else can just roll a flat history check, though, other than Ari, because you already did one.
I'm gonna get a 20.
See if you're familiar with this island or its reputation. I think we lost Jasper. I think he passed out.
We've lost
I'm not from here.
Man
Yeah, that
down.
makes sense for
Man
you, Leah.
down. Oh, that's a 1. Drink.
Jasper! What were we asking Jasper when he was not there earlier? We asked him
Honestly,
something.
I don't remember.
We'll figure it out later. Wow.
Jasper's also not from here.
I am
What
super
makes
not from here.
Jasper's not from here?
Well, we found
I'm
him
sure
in the other
Jasper's
place.
You have no idea where Jasper's from.
I'm fairly
But-
certain Jasper plane and somehow ended up in the other plane and then came back here with us.
You guys have not really heard. The person who probably would have known anything about this is the one person who's not here right now. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna find the depth was here carved into one of the tables that I left.
This is what happens when you don't have your rogue.
We had him for a moment. So
You did?
close. Yet so far.
See what happened? He got bored.
You know where he is?
Mm-hmm.
Did we though?
Ari knows where he is. I think he even said where he was going.
My memory betrays me. I can't think of nothing.
He
Wait,
said he was
Jasper
going.
is here. Jasper, where you
Here's
at,
his
buddy?
home.
Speak.
I'm here.
He's
He's
tired.
awake.
He had a long day.
Yeah.
He gets up early. All right, we'll pause here for tonight. You guys can have casino shenanigans for an evening next week before you figure out where you want to move next. But you do have a safe place to rest for the evening.
Have
Ooh,
How's
are we gonna
that?
see the?
Until Lum shows up and burns it down.
No, stop! Get out! And that motherfucker drags me back in.
Oh my
For
gosh.
me to die.
We all got out except for like two people,
You-
and they drug us back in.
You don't even want to know. I had all the plans I had for because Andy would never do anything. Like he was like, "I'm gonna walk out of the building." Why are you walking out of the building? Just play, just play. And so at one point, I had planned from when we started this campaign. If Andy had run away with Lum, I was gonna have a group of turtles take him in, and then they were gonna come rob the casino with like Ninja Turtle masks and the colors.
Oh my god!
Like,
Please. I want to forget about that fucking island. You have traumatized me from that island.
I will tell you at some point in the future in this
No,
campaign,
no.
that island may reappear. I would
No.
gladly tell you, though, I don't think anyone in this party would summon the party back in so that they can all die with them.
I'm tired of snakes on this fucking
What?
island.
You don't remember Togo?
You're
Togo
right,
was the
survive.
Togo was the only cool snake, okay?
It's all right.
Togo was the
It's all right.
only cool one.
What about Mergen
No bell.
on the island?
No bell.
You don't remember the island of Fook?
Oh dear God, I don't care about that. That was just that was
Dave, would you say
No
you
bell.
don't
We
give
just
a poop?
want to be put on a ship with a mouth.
Everyone's name started with a Fook. So there was Fook me, there was Fook you, there was it was
a mimic ship.
there was also like what else was there? There was a not a harbor. Why am I not thinking of the word?
There was the resort where everybody
like-
ate the tacos or burritos or whatever.
Nope, that was the cult camp.
Those
That
are
was on the
amazing.
island.
Those are
They
amazing
had-
burritos.
They had the town where Mergen, who's where your ball comes from, Dark.
Oh yeah, the fucking gnome
little gnome?
inventor guy. Yeah, I
Yeah,
remember
the little
him.
gnome inventor. So that he was there. And then you guys went over. But yeah. At some point, someone's gonna get back there.
No,
History happens
There were-
on that island. Like major history happens on that island.
no bell. You
There
put me
were
on that
two
island.
survivors
I swear
of
to
that
God.
island.
I won't make
You're
you take
in
a vote.
sex
Or at
dungeon,
least-
okay, Techno?
Can I say yes to that, whatever it was? Because I heard sex dungeon.
Yes.
They technically, yeah. So they went to this island, and it was basically like it was everything you'd picture for an island of things you would not want to do unless you wanted bad things to happen to you. But they had such a fun time. So a bunch of,
Traumatized me.
I'm just
A lot of
saying.
fun.
There was the most awesome bag on that island.
Oh my God, that. Oh,
I
the
will
fucking
say-
wizard.
out of all the places I've ever designed, there is never a place with more magic items than that temple. But the reason there were so many magic items in that temple is people went in and never left.
Yep.
So all those adventurers that died just continue adding more and more items.
I'm just saying, I want my bag of holding back.
Okay. I'm just gonna. I can't play Druid again so I can wild shit my ass out of there again.
Oh, you missed it earlier too. You guys actually walked past Adam, Sly, and Frost in the last few weeks, and you had no idea.
I don't even know. I'm more focused on this island I want to avoid.
He wants the mimic ship back instead.
No.
The mimic ship did come back eventually.
Oh my god, don't even. Yeah, we finally get control of the mimic ship, and what does Skull do?
Blows it up.
No. Remember in the summer game, the one we did that Deft was playing in?
Yeah, but I'm saying in the other campaign, we finally got control of the mimic ship, and then Lum blows it up.
And then we're literally in lifeboats until we teleport randomly to the island.
I still remember you and Pizza on the boat.